Welcome in, viewers and listeners. Yes, it's your boy, your man, and your guy. This is the 4 o'clock Insights live in the studios of KCAA Radio 106.5 and 1050 AM. Thank you for tuning in because this is a hot Saturday. You could be anywhere else, a nice pool. Hopefully, you have the radio going or YouTube rolling and outside with the family, barbecuing, enjoying your time off. But if you're at work or coming from work, this is going to be a great ride because this is the James Kane experience. And I'm your host, James Kane, and my inner circle is
Skittles.
we here to always give you insights
Yes, we are.
every Saturday. Well, we're going to bring in the news and the notes. Then we get into our main topic with a segment one. We will get into what we call how cannibalism survives in American cities. This is part two. Remember, this is a 4 part week or month of Are You a Cannibalism? Do you eat up your community? Now, we realize it is a metaphor, and we'll get into that in the first segment, but we want to just bring this out because there's a lot going on in our communities as neighbors, as citizens, immigrants, and all these things. So let's get into it. News and notes of the day. What was alarming to me is I was reading through my Apple podcast, and I went across some news that happened in New York with a daycare center called Bright Horizon. It was three individuals or employees that were just beating up on these kids.
What?
They was hitting them with water bottles, squirt them. They squirted one baby with like multiple cleaner that you clean up with. A kid,
Yeah.
that I was like, wait a minute, hold up. This is not big time news. It's in the Apple News Plus. Why is no one really talking about it? Well, it was
Yeah.
a span of I think 2.5, 3 years, and the problem with me is one of them finally got their time,
Yeah.
and they gave them 3 years probation.
Wow.
They called it baby prison. When people were going here, this is in
Yeah.
New York now, they were going and from what I hear also, Bright Horizon is a very popular daycare center. And sort of like kinder care, because my kids went to kinder care, my last kids. But anyway, this is going on in daycare centers. So we have a problem with people abusing our toddlers, our kids, our babies, our young adults getting bullied, cyberbullying. Mental health is at an all-time high. Also, we have people just taking advantage of our seniors, telemarketers just get mad when you won't buy a product for them or tell them to take you off the list and keep calling you from 30, 40 numbers. And our phone providers will not do anything about it but tell you go on spam alerts. But then half of your other calls that's not spam won't come through. They go to spam. So now you have
That is
another
true.
problem. So you got to turn the spam alarm off.
Right. Hey, iPhone did get a little better. Like if they not in your contacts, they would like a voice, like a AI would come on and they would say, they would ask questions like who are you, why you're calling and stuff.
Mhm.
And it did it to my mom and all my mom said is mom, and then it let her through and then I got the ring. So I mean, as of like the phones, they getting a little better filtering out messages and calls from spam.
Yes. Well, that we really need to do something about
Yeah.
that. Next, let's talk about baby Mateo. Now, there's a family that is in the fine state of Montana. They asking for public health. And this hit me hard because we always, you know, we were just talking about young teenagers losing their life. But here we have an opportunity to save a life. So here is the GoFundMe for baby Mato or Mateo, and his mother is Madison Tracy. We would like to donate money to help this baby get a heart transplant. Let me say this again, a heart transplant. This poor young child is fighting for her life. Come on, IE, be generous and let them know we exist. We don't just exist and bad rating the top five in California as one of the baddest. And when I say bad, I don't mean good neighborhoods in California, because there's a lot of good out here, and I'm speaking to majority of the good people out there, because we do have bad and good, but this time we can make a difference all together. It doesn't matter what you send. Let's show
Yeah.
Madison Tracy that the Inland Empire and the
Yes.
James Kane experience, we care. That's why I brought this to you today, so you can add with me that we can get this young child a heart. So I say thank you, you all, for having compassion like I know you would. Anything you want to say about that, Skittles?
No, anything matters to
Yes,
help this young baby.
yes, thank you. Now, we're talking about saving a life. Let's get to the seniors. I was looking at my Apple Plus news, and it had something talking about the Billionaire Vagina Club. So you know
Oh.
me, being a heterosexual man, whenever they speak of vagina, I'm there like everywhere. So I said, "Ooh, this is gonna be a hot topic." So she's a gynecologist,
Uh-huh.
and I want you to tune in. So I won't say the doctor's name, but she promotes healthy sex. She believes that women that have normal orgasm live longer, are happier, and have less attitudes. Cause so let's say PMS, think about it. If you're having sex regularly, you will enjoy life probably better. Yes, I'm a heterosexual man, so I want women to enjoy themselves, so the men out there will enjoy themselves, and we can maybe have some more mannerisms. Maybe everyone won't be so uptight. Maybe they can get up in the morning, go to work on time. Maybe there's a lot of maybes in there, but you should
It's a lot
go
of
there.
maybes.
Yes, a lot of maybes and babies, and but that's what we're here for, procreation. So look into that, the Billionaire Vagina Club, because I also think a healthy sex life with your mate. We're not talking about with the world. We're talking about who you choose to marry, to be a
Yes.
domestic partner, long time partner relationship. And this is really talking to the seniors, because a lot of women's get in their 50s,
Uh-huh.
60s, and even 70s and think it's over. You know, their menopause come in and they just everything. You know, I just
And
it's not,
sometimes I don't even know they in menopause.
yes. And it becomes a mental issue where, you're going to your therapist, but most therapists don't
No, you need to go
talk
to your
about,
doctor.
yes, they're not talking about your they can see, but they think it's
Yeah.
normal. You know, a woman
Nah.
of 50, 60, you done did it already for the last, what, 30 years, but
Years.
now just hang it up, woman. No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
no.
No, no, no. I don't think biologically. I don't think that's the where we need to be in our societies because people in their 60s, 50s need to enjoy each other
Yeah.
the same way that everyone else. Now, this is, I'll end with this, but this is a question you have to ask yourself. Why did the doctor of the Billionaire Vagina Club speak that lesbian women have more and better orgasms than heterosexual women?
Ooh,
Now that's a question
that
that
is.
need to be answered is because do you believe that? Are you a woman that says, okay, wait a minute, let me like the movie on Tubi, ask my lesbian homie? Or you just say, okay, I'm done with it. I'm tired. Life goes on. Well, I'll just say this. If you believe in the good book, the Bible, and Genesis, when God made Eve, he said man should not be alone. So he made man and woman to be companions. It's because he's seen that life by itself is not good. You need to share it with someone. Animals, it doesn't matter. Your pets, goldfish, whatever it is, you need to share it with someone. So find you someone that you can relate to and you can love. It doesn't matter gender, it doesn't matter about sexuality. It matters about your happiness and how you want someone to love you and to be loved. Because if you find someone that is same sex with you and that's what you want to do,
Right.
go ahead and do it if you're happy. It's no one else outside of your bedroom should have the right to dictate who you fall in love with in your personal space. And that goes for the same of the opposite sex. If you find someone that you want to love, because we all Americans, doesn't matter heterosexual, non-heterosexual, we still are human beings, and everyone deserves respect. So now, let's get into, are you a cannibalistic person in your neighborhood? Trait number 2, lack of empathy. Yes, do you lack feelings for your neighbor? Do you lack feelings for someone who don't look like you, come from somewhere else, a different state? Or you're just mad because your neighbor saves his money and his yard look nice and you're struggling because you think about more of being a glut, having a fancy car. All these things play a key in finances on why people lack. But should we lack in America, the land of the great? Well, let's get into it and see, are you the neighbor that lacks empathy? Really? Do you want to be someone that has a solution to these cannibalistic traits of a person? Number 2, Skittles.
All right. Number two is three outcomes we want to happen. The ideal future, restoration, and shared belonging. A shift towards communities where public safety, housing access, and civil rights apply to all identity groups, especially neutralizing racial supremacy and gang warfare.
Now, you see how we put all that in? Because a lack of empathy doesn't just start with one person. Its corporations have lack of empathy for those it targets. It doesn't care if it takes your last dime because you're addicted to shopping, to products. Gangs, they don't care. It's because it's all about them and their gang and what someone has misled them into believing. I Let me say this: all gang members are not bad people. Just because they got in the gang, sometimes it's for love. Sometimes it's just that these people give them more attention than they get at school or their own community. Like cartels. Mainly, what are the cartel in for? Finances. And they find those who have a lack of finances to continue their pursuit because they have a lack of empathy. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything. The police force, we have racial profiling, lack of empathy. They don't care about anyone who doesn't look like them. So when we say racial supremacy, we call it across the board. It's just not one, but one is just more powerful. It's because we can't forget Ellis Island. We can't forget the people who have came over here, and it wasn't their tradition at first, but they seen where people who look like them can flourish. So they become cannibalistic people. They start eating at people who don't look like them because finances, space, and resources. That is a major key into a person with cannibalistic. He doesn't look at them as a person anymore. He look at them as a resource, food, prey. And we'll get into that next week. Predators. Who are these predators? Some of them we're going to talk about today. So I ask you, while you riding down the street, bumping the James Cain experience, the 4 o'clock insights, are you a cannibal? Who are you going to eat today? And some of you have big stomachs, so you've been eating very good. Or big pockets, because you have been eating very good. Next, anything you want to say on that, Skittles?
Oh no, you said it. You always say it wellly. The third one, three solutions of understanding. Deep symptomatic analysis over superficial blame. Understanding why these cannibalistic behaviors manifest by tracing their root cause, such as redlining, economics, and legal loopholes, and disfranchising, sorry, rather than treating them purely as isolated moral failings. This allows community to graft target logistics and counter policies, which yeah, I totally understand with that.
Yeah, now look at that there. Your job, which help you feed your children, becomes cannibalistic people
Yeah.
because they don't look at your well-being. That's why so many people come out as stressed. That's why we have to use workers' comp,
Yeah.
insurance. See,
Yep.
all these things is put into place because if you don't have them, what do? Damage the people. It will eat them up and throw them over there when they're seniors. No one wants to hire them. No one wants them around anymore because they call them old. And it makes the senior feel they've been used because we all go home. It's just a part of us. So why we don't give more love to the seniors? Why they're left senior homes? And some of the senior homes are not subsidized. So, oh, well, they don't have to pay that. Oh, yes, they do. It's more senior homes that they pay still at 65-year-old got to pay
Yeah.
25, $3,000 to rent a
That's
small
wow.
apartment. Everything is real estate. Real estate now is being devoured by developers because they know they can make a quick buck and people need somewhere to live. See, the identity of the people are gone. The neighborhoods are gone. They've been eating up by developers. Red zoning. All these things, corporations has come in and devoured the people. Why people are looking at other, oh, it's the gang fault. Yeah, we have gang problems, but we can solve that because we can go to the gang members that have sense.
Yeah.
And you probably wouldn't even know a gang member unless they told you.
Right.
We can talk to them. We can have places for them to go where they won't be arrested. Why we don't? We got a bunch of warehouses over here. We having a crisis in the commercial um, real estate space. Why we don't subsidize places where these individuals won't get punished for wanting to be in a gang setting? Because you can look at a lot of things and call it a gang if we want to look at the definition, but we want to put a name on things that makes people look cannibalistic. But what about the ones who lock them up? What about the prisons? What about you in the name of rehabilitation? More people get out unrehabilitated. See, so is it a name you throw on your establishment just so you can get some extra funding from the federal? And then when the federal say enough is enough, you get mad because some of these programs Donald Trump is cutting out, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. I won't put all the blame on him, even though he deserves a lot because he is the commander in chief. But what is he the chief of? He needs soldiers. He needed enlisted men. So who was enlisting? Because I watched him on national TV say Joe Biden historically has did things that he did come on and say he apologized for it. Now he's older. He see where he damaged a multitude of people's families and lives
Yes.
because of cannibalistic practices. And then when his child was faced with the same thing that he ruined other
Others.
lives, families, took out all the good men, strong men that could have been rehabilitated, he said they can't be. Because as you know, media says savages can't be rehabilitated. So they send them to prison when they know that's not going to do it. But a small percentage of men get out of prisons and become men.
Yeah.
It's because prison is ground zero. It's a bad place. It takes people and they eat at themselves. They think too much. It's nothing for them to do. Everything is outdated. Now they put themselves in these positions, but remember, before you say, well, where they without committing crimes, what about all the people that went to jail for marijuana? Now marijuana is legal.
Right.
It was the devil. You people were getting 5, 10 years of their life took, but now it's legal. It's on the stock market. Wow. How can the devil become Jesus? Think about that, my viewers and listeners. How can the devil become Jesus? Long as we can get your money, we can sell you anything. Product, skill. Product, skill. Understand this. If you don't find a solution for whatever you see out there that's a problem, that problem will get bigger and bigger. And right now it's consuming someone else, but there's going to be a day when it consumes you. Because when a cannibalistic person or entity has nothing else to eat on in the neighboring counties, states, cities, it starts eating on itself, its own family members. And we see that today in interracial violence,
Yeah.
interracial crime, interracial drug usage, because we do not want to solve the cannibalistic behavior that we have learned to behave like smart animals. Because that's what we act like, a smart animal. Next, Skittles, anything you want to speak about on what we
Nope.
want the people to understand?
No, be nice to your neighbors. Shit, I don't want my neighbors to come to be. I want my neighbors to have empathy. You know,
Yeah, that.
that's all. That's all we saying out there. Be nice to your neighbors.
Yes, be nice to your neighbors. Hire your neighbors. If you
Yeah.
see your neighbor's grass need to be cut, they probably don't have much, but hey,
Hey,
instead of
cut that
letting the
grass.
neighborhood go down, we got a lot of teenagers now that need
Yeah.
money. They can cut grass. They
No,
can do a
for
lot of
real.
stuff.
Yes, they
So,
can. Nowadays,
hey,
you could go to Walmart and get a little cutter and go on. As Miss Jones, Miss Jones, you need your grass cut. You
yeah,
know, but this generation, they want to stick to the games and the social medias
right. And blame everybody else.
and blame everybody else.
hmm
Exactly.
It's not that times have changed,
Yeah,
people have
have
changed.
changed.
It's an
Yes,
old song that says seasons change and people change.
yes.
And what you change to is who you'll be in your future.
True that. True.
So give it to them what we got next, Skittles.
Okay, it is. Oh, we are we going to sports? Are we going to sports?
No, 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 no. You have the
Oh,
last one.
oh, I have the last
Not the understanding. The first one was concern, understanding, and
Yes,
what
and
do
then the
we want?
community,
Yes,
the community rooted housing security, establishment of stable, affordable, and suitable housing system where humans shelter is valued as fundamental right rather than a tool for finance exploitation.
yes. This is what I was speaking about housing. Where are these people going to live that we keep bringing in our country when the
Yeah,
people in the country have nowhere to live?
exactly.
I want to know, how does immigrants survive coming to America and where they're living at after Americans are being priced out? See, something is afoot. You can't have people coming to America but can live better than the own Americans. How are they getting these businesses? Because they went to college. All
Yeah,
these people going to college. When you go into a business, you don't see the people that you seen in college. What's up with that, America? What's
yeah,
up with that, IE? All around right now, you go into them stores, all you young people out there going into these community colleges and all these colleges, USC, UCLA. I don't see these college educated people working around these neighborhoods. So where are they working at? Where are they at? I do see some that's in medical, but they're the shortest in you know in a variety. Certain people get a job, certain people don't. So what's up on all these graduates every year? See, so is college making a difference? Paying $150,000 to go to a university to learn half the stuff that you learning about, you will not even use no more in your life.
yeah,
But you have to pay because that's our society. Colleges, cannibalistic behavior. You go in there, you pay them, you eat them up, you learn these things. They do teach you how to be a critical thinker. They do
yes,
teach a lot of people, but I don't know. Like Du Bois said, the talented tenth. How many of that group that graduate are going to make a difference? Well, if they're making a difference, what's wrong with our economy? And why do we have a president that no one really likes? See, if we got all these smart people, Harvard, Yale, Stanford, how do we end up with a president that talks like a 15-year-old? Wow. You know why? Because your government believes you're dumb. Your government believes they can sell you anything through symbolism because they consume you. They understand what prey you are. So they target you. Amazon. Now you can't even go to a department store anywhere and find something good because they sold you to Amazon. See, now we're getting into sales, capital. Capital kind of sounds like cattle, huh? Have you ever looked at a prison instead of looking at what they're doing in the prison? You start seeing it's a warehouse for live bodies. And then when you look at old movies from the past,
Yes.
you'll start saying, wait a minute, they look like a bunch of cattle in Texas or Montana or any one of them places. And it looks crazy to look at live souls that don't even exist. They're alive, but they don't even exist. Only to those who love them. So I give a shout out to all those women that goes in and out of prison because they see the good in who they love. There's nothing wrong with that. And men, if you had a woman that went to prison for something, we're not placing any blame today, not on the James Cain experience.
Right.
Go visit them women. Because if you look at a men's prison, it's packed. Women get up in there. A woman's prison, it's woman. Not too many men go visit the women. And then also, women, what's the problem that the man does? Did you that yet? Did you do some detestable things where society looks at you? Because it's hard for a woman to get persecuted. They want to keep the womb free. Why? Because we're going to get into this, but I just want you to think about it. The womb of a woman becomes capitalism, it becomes bondage. Something that you hold in your mind and your body and your reactions to life to you is free, but your children are in bondage. Think about that. Think about that very seriously. Bond or free. That's what American citizen is from his mother's womb, bond
Yeah.
or free. So a free woman can have an enslaved child because of cannibalistic behavior. We call it learned behavior. We have all these psychiatrists, but they can't give you a pill for that. They can't give you a pill that teaches you you've been duped.
Yep.
It don't matter your complexion. bec- They're trying to do things to you that they don't want done to themselves. So remember that, my viewers and listeners, because we're going to get into reading from the blind, which is next.
Yes.
And then we're going to get into sports because I know y'all tired of me rambling on. But hey, a lack of empathy is a metaphor.
Yep.
So realize what we're saying today. These are metaphors of a cannibalistic person that is destroying their communities. Our communities are eroding. And we wouldn't need, I just want to bring this up. I seen where they want to sue Ben Crump,
Oh.
learn for deframing someone's character. We would need a Ben Crump if equality and justice prevails. This is 2026, the summer. It is hot as hell. But why does someone's innocence has to become someone else's sin? Remember, all these churches, bring the people back. Bring the people back. Show them where the love at. Go get those big yellow buses and all these things and get these kids back into these boxing gyms and loving themselves. Get them off of social media all day. It's okay. Teach them how to get a job, application, whatever it is. Get them prepared for the life that's out there, not the life that you want to avoid. So let's go on a quick break. Hit them
Okay.
with some good music.
Gotcha.
Yes. Well, we was gonna have my daughter, the boss, come in and read us some scriptures, but apparently she's somewhere else. So I'll talk to you. I'll comment on reading for the blind. I came up with reading for the blind because it's not as per se for visually impaired or blind people. It is to give them a segment that they can cherish and love and know that someone is thinking about them. Because who thinks about the disabled? Who really thinks about people blind? One day I was looking for things that I could do probably 10, 15 years ago because I got tired. I said, well, wait a minute. I see people in wheelchairs get help. I see Sarah Posey, regional center, but there was no regional center for blind people. There was no support groups. Not the support groups was vague. One day, someone gave me a phone number and told me reach out. So I reached out, and it said, "We only will help you with a blind dog." Now, at this time, my sight was now I'm visually impaired, so I could see, but I don't see like sighted people. Who hires visually impaired people? And if you know, you show me. No one does. You keep saying that. No, they got to create something themselves because when you fill out a resume, they ask you, well, what kind of skills you got? But if ain't nobody ever taught you how to have a skill, it takes someone to teach you how to use your disability so you can grow into a skill. You can't ask someone who's skillless because they have a disability, car accident, no matter what it is. Do you have a skill to do something? No. I'm learning how to be disabled right now. But I'm willing to learn how to be blind. I'm willing to learn how to be visually impaired. I'm willing to learn how to have this mental illness. I'm willing to learn how to tune out all these voices I hear. I can't control it. That's why I go to a psychiatrist. But y'all tell me you must have a skill. Where's the colleges that teach disabled people the skill so they can get back in the workforce? You say accommodations. Name me accommodations for blind people. When you go to DMV, they're not going to help you with your paperwork if you don't have somebody that's with you. So that takes away your independence. In restaurants, how many blind people out in there cooking? They don't teach blind people how to cook. Get out the kitchen. You're blind. How can you get a job in a restaurant? Amazon on they, you know, was you gonna be a greeter? You gonna be a greeter? You missing everybody's hand. I throw that in there. So then they gonna be talking about your job performance ain't right. So That's why I created Reading for the Blind. I just use the scripture is because I love reading scriptures and interpreting them because I have a lot. I have been to a Christian college almost 10 years. Uh, I've been taught by a rabbi 3 years. I also was taught Eastern Islamic faith. So I've been in theology. I almost was a religious educator. I needed 9 more, but you know, I'm a procrastinator, and then I seen something else. Like I came in the radio. Every time I get somewhere and finna finish, I see something else. That's why I understand about college. I understand about education. It's good to have, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it gives you blinders. It's because education is a discipline. Yes, you accomplished it, but sometimes those alphabets behind your name, doctor, is no different than sir. And there's people that never been to college has achieved a lot more than a lot of people that have. So it's about the individual and it's about the whatever you do with your talents, you take them and you make them better. So that is a little view into why we do reading for the blind. I'll leave you with this before we go into sports. Blind people can see with their mind. People that are mentally blind only see with their eyes, but what they bring into their mind, they can't interpret. Think about it. How many are you are sighted but can't see? It's right in front of you. Lack of empathy. You can't see it. I know a lot of you today just saying, wow, is that me? But you won't. You'll go have a drink. You'll laugh. What do James Kane know? I know this. There's more people with a lack of empathy than there isn't. So let's leave you people with that and let's get into Inland Raider Skittles Weekly Sports Recap.
All right. Still in the news, LeBron James. But we're not going to talk about LeBron James. We know what he did. We know where he at. Let's talk about the NFL. The training camps are undergoing across the league with teams, rookies, veterans ahead of preseason games. The Bears continue camp this week with coaches praising the team energy and defense. Now, Kansas City Chiefs dealt with a setback after wide receiver Xavier Worthy left practice with a shoulder injury. Through the team is still elevating around the league positions battle, of course. Contracts, decisions, and injuries update dominating headlines as club prepare for 2026 season.
Well, this is what I just want to say about LeBron.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk. At 42 on
Yep.
another team, you didn't change the jersey back to 23. Look, you're amazing, but sometimes Spider Man has to come out of his suit.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's get into MLB. Okay, so the Houston Astros climbed back into first place in the American League West after an impressive 11-2 win over the Texas Rangers. Now the Red Sox stayed hot by defending the Los Angeles Dodgers 9-4, extending their winning streak. The New York Yankees shut out the Chicago Cubs 2-0 behind another strong pitching performance. The Detroit Tigers powered past the Athletics 1301 highlighted by that what is his name? Deline
13
first.
to 1, they whooped on
Yeah.
them pretty
Yeah,
bad.
they
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah. That's one thing about baseball. It's the game of failures. But one thing about baseball, it teaches that it's not what you do when you get knocked down, it's what you do when you get up. Today
Yes.
might be a bad day. 13 to
Yes.
1, you got whooped. But you keep your head up and say, you know what? There's another play. So you come in the next day, guess what? Hit a home run. Boom, now you win. All you're trying to do is win the series. In
Yes.
baseball, it's about winning the series. That means if
Yes.
it's 3 games, you win 2. Think about that in life. If you win double the time you lose, you will be a winner. You will be a champion. So, out of everything you learn how to sell something. Product, that's 2 things. Skill is another. Because you put those 2 together, and I don't care if you have a master's degree or you don't have a master's degree, if you are one of the best salesmen in California or America, that product will make you very rich. That skill you got is sales. If you're a carpenter, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It will make you a lot of money. Because in January comes, look at how much money you make a year and just think, if you manage it a little better, where will you be? You wouldn't be a cannibalistic person that give traits that you do not want your children to inherit. Well, we're going to get out of here, but we'll be back next week talking about the
Yes,
third
we will.
cannibalistic behavior or trait of a cannibalistic person. But as you know, I have to let you know, if your life is not going right, restructure, refocus, regroup on what you have left. Disclaimer, this content is not the views of KCAA Radio or the James K Experience. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. And we're out.